quest for new worlds, new knowledge, and abundance lies at the core of human nature. Few quests have ever captured the imagination as much as that of Christopher Columbus. Likewise, few quests have ever been shrouded in as much myth and misinformation. The truth is that most educated people in 15th century Europe thought the world to be round. Columbus's unique contribution was based on the misconception that Japan, known at that time as Cipangu, lay a mere 2,400 miles to the west of Spain. When Columbus approached Ferdinand and Isabella and offered to carry their flag westward across the sea, it was already moving eastward in the name of the Crusades. Columbus, too, was obsessed with this holy campaign to recapture Jerusalem. It was to this end that he hoped to find great wealth on his quest. At 8 o'clock on the morning of August the 3rd, 1492, the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria set sail from Spain. And the world would never be the same again. After 37 days on the high seas, land was sighted. Following a trail of information which he believed would lead him to streets paved with gold, Columbus's ships traveled southward from the Bahamas to the island of Hispaniola. There, he met natives, of which he wrote, "Your Highness may believe that in all the world there cannot be better or more gentle people." It was among these people that Columbus and the crew of the Santa Maria found themselves shipwrecked on Christmas Eve, 1492. It was at that time that their leader, Guacanagari, shared with Columbus information that would change the course of history. He told him of the lost civilization of Ko and of the great dark-sided pyramid of power. A pyramid formed by 7 cornerstones which embodied principles which were the very pillars of success and abundance, of far greater value than any amount of gold. It was said to lie somewhere to the east. Columbus did not share this information with anyone. Leaving 39 men behind, Columbus set sail for home in the Nina. The return voyage was uneventful until violent winter storms struck off the coast of Portugal. On February the 14th, 1493, Columbus wrote, "The wind increased last night, and the waves were frightful, coming in opposite directions. They crossed each other and trapped the ship, which could not go forward nor get out from between them, and they broke over us." By the end of the day, fearing for his life, Columbus made a quick record of his discoveries, including what he knew of the 7 cornerstones. In his log, he wrote, "I sealed the parchment in a waxed cloth, tied it very securely, took a large wooden barrel without anyone knowing what it was, and had it thrown into the sea." Surviving the storm, Columbus would soon return to Spain a hero, leading the royal court to believe that he'd found the source of vast amounts of gold, while keeping the information about the 7 cornerstones to himself. Columbus set sail for the New World again before the end of the year, this time with 17 ships. On this second voyage, Columbus planted the flag of Spain on 44 new islands, including one later to be known as Puerto Rico. Without the slightest trace of gold or treasure to be found, fellow explorer Juan Ponce de Leon pressured Columbus to confide in him his true goal. Not long thereafter, Ponce de Leon returned to conquer the island of Puerto Rico, ruling it for 3 years, while secretly searching for signs of the lost civilization. Unsuccessful, he returned to the settlement of Santo Domingo on the island of Hispaniola. There, he shared what he knew with a new friend, Vasco Núñez de Balboa. He too began to dream of discovering the 7 cornerstones. Ponce de Leon would eventually discover Florida as he continued his search under the pretense of looking for a fountain of youth. Balboa would later set out to cross the swamps and jungles of Panama in hopes of finding the keys to unlimited success. He found the Pacific Ocean, but he never found the cornerstones. By 1521, Columbus, Balboa, and Ponce de Leon had all died, and with them the secret which they'd shared. Or so it seemed, until the recent discovery of the contents of a barrel which had washed ashore in Spain 500 years before. Writings which had been transported by gypsies and traders eastward over time to Jerusalem, where they would eventually fall into the hands of a young Israeli named Zvi Alon. For years, he developed a plan which would ultimately take him back to the island of Puerto Rico, an island to the east of Hispaniola, as the natives had long ago indicated. But first, he would create a company which was filled with other explorers, people not afraid to take risks and reach for the unknown. Together, they would accumulate enough wealth in 5 short years to finance an expedition, drawing on adventurous souls from every corner of the globe to join in the quest. For indeed, Zvi Alon had found the first of the 7 sacred cornerstones deep in the jungles of Puerto Rico. It was now time for the others to follow. 500 years after Columbus, the quest continues.